Alright, let's get out of the way. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment if you like. Blue Lock episode 17 started off with some pretty massive L's for Isagi. And not just one, I'm talking about a family ton. And just to solidify that they're winning, they dab each other up and they're like, yeah, that's what you get for being losers. So now Isagi has no choice but to overcompensate by saying, alright, you're not just gonna have the soccer ball in your foot, you're gonna have your foot in your mouth too. This whole team's fucking mad because they're running around trying to hit people, moving around and trying to score and stuff, so they don't really care if you're in their way, just move. Unfortunately, the guy calls him Donkey is a fucking donkey because he's not really cooperating well. And his whole motto is that he doesn't follow anyone's instruction because he's going to be the king and no matter what, you should follow him instead. Unfortunately, he's not the only big person in this area because this guy is very muscular and he tackles that guy and shoves him to the ground. I don't think kings sleep on the ground. And so the red team scores again and now everyone's frustrated. So Nagi goes over to the douchebag and tells him, hey, get your fucking things in check because if you don't, you're going to be kicked out of this fucking team. And he says, who's going to make me? Idiot. No one orders this, king. The only person that orders is me. And I ordered you to go back in that field and pass the ball to me, alright? And so they both don't like each other's answers, and Isagi tries to calm them down and say, hey, let's get back into the game so we can win this one. And so he tries to strategize a way for all three of them to be on a team, but Baro doesn't want to work with them, so he's going to have to just play with Nagi for now. And so Isagi passes the ball to Nagi, and they're both running around the track, but Chigiri wants to get in the way because he's really fast, and he tells Nagi, there's no way you're going to outrun me. He says, I don't have to outrun you. I just have to outsmart you. And so he does a bunch of crazy plays, and then he scores, and I'm like, yes, finally, they score 1 point. So after they score, Isagi goes over to Baro and tells him, hey, I'm not really getting that goal feeling from you. You should really let me and Nagi score a couple times so we can really be working as a team. And that's not what he wants to hear. He tells him, listen, Donkey, I've told you this many times, but I don't need fucking people like you or him to be on my team. I'll win, that's it. I would rather die than be on a team with you guys. I thought you wanted to be a striker. You're gonna lose if you do that. If I have to do that, I would rather lose. And this goes on for about a minute or two. He just says, you want me to work with you? Fuck you. And surprisingly, he's not all that mean because he says, before he walks away, he says, this will never work because we're both trying to be strikers. And if we weren't doing that, then what would we be here for? I wonder if this guy actually likes Nagi more than friends. Because in his head, he's trying to think of why Nagi chose this guy over him. But that's not the worst part for Nagi. The worst part is that this guy is very versatile. He's good at every position, and he might be better than Isagi. Unfortunately for them, they're really good as teammates, and they're probably going to win this thing. If you examine what their team looks like, Chiguru is really quick, Fake Ichigo is really strong, and this guy is just really good at everything. And that's why they score again and again, and they won't stop scoring until they win. So Isagi figures out how to use Baro in the perfect way. He decides to say, hey, they already know that he's not going to work with them, so he decides to go around him and run towards the goal. While everybody else trying to block Nagi, he's running around Baro and escaping everyone. Does it work? Well, yes, but the thing is that he said, alright, since I can't really convince him, we're going to forget about him. So he pretends that he's going to go pass it to him when he really isn't. And he really confuses everyone because they're thinking, ha, you're going to trust him? And Baro's getting all excited because he's going to go and score, but what they don't know is that he's just going to pass it to Nagi. So he does the old switcheroo, he passes it to Nagi, but then they think that Nagi's going to go and score, but nope, he's going to pass it back to Isagi, and then he runs behind Baro and scores. And this is Blue Lock, so it's not your normal scoring. He takes a big swing back and smashes that ball into the goal. And then he lets out a really aching voice for some reason. Everyone's surprised, and the person who's most surprised is Baro because he can't believe that Isagi scored using him. I'm surprised he didn't fight him because people like him would probably punch him in the face for doing that. But he's still really angry. He tries to go and score by himself once again, but Kunigami stops him. He says, if this is a power thing, then I'm very strong and I could probably handle you. And the red team just plays around him and they start passing the ball to each other, but thankfully Isagi grabs it and scores instead. Well, not Isagi exactly, but he passes it to Nagi, and Nagi scores and shoots that shit like crazy. This just makes Chiguru even more mad, so he goes in full speed, full Sonic, full anything, and he passes people, he dodges them, and he's running towards the goal, and people try to slide under him, but he still misses. And when he scores, he yells so dang hard, you can hear it from miles away. So now the score is 4-3, and one more point and they're done, so everyone's super depressed. Alright guys, that's it. Peace.